Hey everybody, this is Gerhard de Beer, former Green Bay Packer offensive lineman, and you're watching Frozen Tundra Network with Bill the Packer fan and Packer owner Nick. Enjoy.
Give him that anymore. I can't do this where I'm going to try to find ways that I can explain why Aaron Rodgers shouldn't be blamed, because he absolutely needs to be blamed for this game. Absolutely.
We went 13-3. Of course they're going to be critical, and honestly, they kind of have a right to be.
That's why I'm so disappointed as a Packer fan in Aaron Rodgers and even Matt LaFleur, because even though it was the special teams, it still falls on him. He does the hiring and firing.
You know, they got Rodgers. I mean, they have to give up so much, and they don't got the capital to actually go after Rodgers, to tell you the truth.
Rodgers stays, we're going to most likely tag Deontay Adams, and then we'll work something out a little bit later.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Frozen Tundra Network, and we got a lot more news to cover today, don't we, fellas?
True. Really quick, I want to point out Isaac's intro. He said we're going to tag Adams and figure everything out later.
We got to fix the intro now, don't we? So, everybody knows today is March Madness, which I'm sure everybody has been very interested in. But if you are a Packers fan or you live in Packers land, there was something even more eventful that happened today. Deontay Adams got traded to the Las Vegas Raiders for a first and a second round pick for this year. So why don't we go around real quick and we'll talk about what we think about that. Let's start with you, Dorn.
Well, I think if he doesn't want to play here, let's get those first and second picks. I mean, we got 2 first rounders, 2 second rounders. Let's do this, man. Get a couple receivers. I had no problem with it. I think it's going to make Rodgers spread the ball around now. You know, actually, we're 7-0 with Adams gone anyways. And it saves us a lot of money in the cap room.
I find it funny when I see stuff like this. Do you think just because we don't have Deontay Adams, it magically means that your teams don't suck?
Like I said, we're 7-0 without him. Yeah. I mean, come on, people.
Is this guy going to come on with us?
No,
I'd love to hear
finger paints all the time. He doesn't talk.
No,
he just finger paints. I'm not even joking. That's all he does. Simon, break it down for us.
All right. Just including what John said. Getting 4 picks in the top 60. And I think we have 6 picks in the top 140. So they gave us a 22nd and 53rd pick. I don't have a problem with this. I love Deontay Adams, one of my favorite players. Actually, unfortunately, bought his jersey last year, so rip. But
just spray paint it black.
Yeah. But I told a couple other people this before the chat. I don't see a point in paying a receiver $28 million a year. That's just so absurd to me, especially when you got guys coming out of college and they're having near all-pro level seasons their rookie year. Yep. What's even the point? Adams is the best receiver in the league to me. If you want to debate, sure, I don't really care, but I think he's top 2, not 2. You know, and that's just my thought process. So getting a first and second this year's draft, I don't have a problem with this at all.
Yeah, look. People are going to troll and they're going to say things that don't make sense like this. Because so let's just pretend like the Aaron Rodgers was just closing his eyes and throwing the ball up, right? That's what Deontay Adams was for. Okay. And then the ball gets thrown away a lot more. But just so you know, when Aaron Rodgers threw the ball away more than any quarterback in history, Deontay Adams was his number 1 receiver. So I just don't – a lot of your thought processes don't make sense. So finger painter, just give it up. I like it and I don't like it. I get the initial freak out of why is Deontay Adams gone? Why would you do that? But after the days go on and we see what happens in free agency and the draft and things like that, you have to think about it. Were we equipped to hold $30 million a year from a wide receiver? No, we weren't.
No.
Were we built right now to sustain 2 top quarterback contracts at once? No, we're just not. So when people talked about Aaron Rodgers, his contract is going to make it so that players go bye-bye and all this stuff, which wasn't true. Aaron Rodgers was able to restructure in a way that helped us, actually. Instead, this Deontay Adams tag and then needing to re-sign him actually would have really, really strapped us in certain ways. So
Who
who knows if we bring Jared Alexander back? Who knows? There's so many, so you actually have to think about it in the grand scheme of things. It was a good move by us because I'm pretty sure Deontay Adams already was like, look, I'm not going to play on this franchise tag. In fact, it sounded like he didn't want to play for Green Bay at all anymore.
Yeah,
So-
that's what sources came out and said.
Yeah, so get what you can for him and move on. I do think that I actually, out of all the wide receivers that I've seen, I actually think it's kind of inevitable we get Landry at this point. It almost seems like it's just linking together. That's just my opinion. What do you guys think?
If he comes to a good price, I mean, we should know we're paying him or nothing. I mean, I don't like look at the guys are coming out of fucking college right now. They're putting up some pretty good stats themselves for the first year. Look at Chase. Look at fucking Jefferson. I mean, you can get some of those receivers. We got enough picks where we can move up to get one of those good receivers. We got 11 picks this year, so we can move up pretty easy.
Let's talk about this real quick. What's up, Shad?
Can I actually do that?
I'm gonna let Rashad real quick go. Since
okay.
he just jumped in, and then we'll go with you, Simon.
So what are we talking about?
So here's the topic right now. It says Packers suck now without Adams.
No. Packers are 7-0 without Adams in the lineup.
You just stole something that Simon was going to say.
Oh,
No, I was going to actually add on to that as well.
All right, keep going, Rashad. Sorry.
No, the Packers are 7-0 without Adams. It forces Rodgers to spread the ball around. And that's been my biggest gripe with Rodgers the last few years, man. He's been so Adams reliant, and it's ridiculous because he has wide receivers. It's funny how the narrative of the Packers a couple of years ago was he didn't have weapons, right? Which was total BS. And he doesn't have wide receivers. He doesn't have this. People say what they want. MVS, you could check the numbers, bro. He's the second best deep threat in all of football.
Keep that one right there, Dick.
For a reason. Outside of Hill, he's the second best deep threat with 40 catches or more in the NFL. Not only that, you have Big Bob Tunyon, 2 years ago, led the league in touchdowns. Rodgers has always pretty much had a top 5 offensive line throughout his entire career. Not only that, he has one of the best running back tandems in the NFL. What more do you need?
Exactly.
And you have arguably the best receiver in all of football. What more do you need? So my biggest thing with Rodgers and this, and especially with the offseason drama, and I know I'm going on a tangent in a sense, but just to bring it back to Adams, it forces Rodgers to allocate resources and put the ball elsewhere. And by him doing that, they become a more dynamic offense. With Rodgers spreading the ball around. I'm sure you guys watched the San Francisco game at nauseum. Guys were ass cheeks open.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've never heard that saying, but all right.
How often your ass cheeks are open.
They were ass cheeks open. I'm talking about Lazard, Cobb on multiple occasions. And he just somehow just saw Devontae and just said, you know what? I'm throwing it into triple coverage. Oh, well, it doesn't matter. You can't make this stuff up, man. And to be honest with you, with Rodgers taking most of the cap like he does, like he has done throughout his entire career, let's be real. People sit here and say what they want about Rodgers. The guy is about himself when it comes to payday. Let's be real. So him taking damn near most of the cap you can't pay everybody. And Adams was the odd man out, and obviously he knew Adams was leaving, and so hey, going forward, we're gonna see what he made of, man. We're gonna see what Rodgers is made of. I think he can still get it done, but the last few years he frustrated the hell out of me.
Let's get Simon to bounce off of that, and then we'll go to Bryant, who just joined us.
All right, real quick, adding on to that 7-0. So Packers score 6.9 points more per game without Adams involved. He completes 70% of his passes for 311 yards.
Wow.
And he has a 17-1 touchdown interception ratio.
Wow.
And I've watched him beat undefeated teams without
exactly.
So that whole notion of the Packers are going to suck without Adams, not true.
And Nick, you make a good point about. And Nick, you just made a good point about beating without Adams, but not even because of Adams or Rodgers, because of our defense, right? Our defense, we've re-signed everyone on our defense, and we were a really good defense last year. This opens up 20-something million. You have people like Fletcher Cox that we could go after. You have people like Rasul Douglas is coming back. You have.
I'd love Fletcher Cox.
Me too.
Hey, you put Fletcher Cox and
Kenny Clark
up front, like one of our weaknesses, what everyone's going to run on it. We're going to have Jaw back. We have Eric Stokes.
We're bringing Douglas back too.
Yeah. And I'm going to say, I understand right now the Packers are not a better team tonight than they were 3 hours ago. But we have to take a step back. It sucks. Trust me. I'm like speechless for a little bit afterwards. You have to take a step back and look. I think if they pull the bet, what I think is going to happen is they're probably going to sign one veteran, probably Landry and or Fuller, possibly Juju. If they went out and got Juju and Landry or something, like you said,
Beasley.
that pairs up. I don't think
Beasley would
Beasley's
be a
coming.
good pickup.
Beasley's
I like
good, but I
Beasley
think
a lot.
he's similar to Cobb, and I think we're going to see Cobb. Aaron Rodgers trusts Cobb, but for whatever reason against San Francisco, he wouldn't throw him the damn ball, like you said. So now he's going to look to Cobb more. He should look to. He has like one of the highest Packer ratings. The choke is guaranteed. He has one of the highest passer ratings to Lazard in the league. MVS, if he does come back, I don't think we need to force it or overpay MVS, but you almost guarantee we're taking a wide receiver in the first round, or trading back and getting couple. I don't want to see us trade back. And honestly, if
I don't think
did
there's a
anything,
shot in how we
Right,
trade
we
back.
got 11 picks already.
Here's the thing, though.
I think it would be more likely that we would trade up with our first 2-round picks or some of our seconds, grab one of those huge defensive studs out of Georgia, and then trade up again and grab a wide receiver than us trading back and not ending up with wide receiver in the first round.
This is no longer an era where our offense has to save our defense. I'm tired of watching that to begin with, and I'm tired of watching us lose when Rodgers throws the ball to Deontay Adams 18 times and everyone else one time. I'm sick of watching that. This is now a new Packers era where we have a good defense. We're bringing people back to keep a good defense. If we can add on to our defense and we can have Aaron Rodgers play with a few good wide receivers, a solid core of wide receivers instead of just one guy, plus our running backs are stellar. I don't see how it's possible that we get worse from this if we do the right things in free agency and the draft to shore up our wide receiver.
And I think we need some of this money to pay Ja right away. And I think we're literally like we're Fletcher Cox, or if you really want to go Hicks, I don't want to because he's healthy, not as healthy, but we're like assigning like that away from not having weakness on our defense. You're talking bringing Rasul Douglas back in this system. I think we probably have, if everyone's healthy, we have a top 3 cornerback group in the league.
Yeah.
Well,
and you're gonna add some offense.
I would argue the best. If we bring back Rasul Douglas, I think we have the best cornerback group in the league.
Yeah, because Ja was already competing for top.
Douglas. We play a 3-4 defense, and it's starting to turn into more of like a 3-3-2, if that makes sense.
We
run
consistently play nickel.
Yeah, exactly. But a lot of people will say we're a 3-4 scheme and things like that. But we use 3 cornerbacks all the time. We need that third cornerback. Right. That's just how we play defense. We really do.
And I can argue that people might be like, hell no, whatever. Bringing Kevin King back as your 4th option is legit. I don't care what no one says, man. Bringing him back for depth is legit because you can't account for injuries. That's
I don't
one
think you
thing
bring him back.
can-
He's not signed unless he's going to come back. He's already counting $3 million against our cap. Unless he's going to
Right.
come for the veteran minimum, I don't think you do anything. People saying OBJ, want no piece of OBJ. Like this person.
Another one. I don't want any part of Julio.
I don't want any part of Julio. But if you made me
That's
choose
my
right
opinion.
now, if you made me choose right now between Julio and OBJ, I would go Julio.
picking OBJ.
If OBJ is coming off his second torn ACL or third or whatever the hell it is, like we're going to sign OBJ to a contract to maybe hope to have him back in the playoffs. He tore his ACL in the Super Bowl like a month ago.
It makes no sense. Like to me, I look at it like I could see Fletcher Cox. That makes total sense. If I'm Goot, Fletcher Cox makes total sense. Jarvis Landry makes sense, but at the end of the day, one of the things that the Packers do, along with the Steelers, they're one of the greatest at drafting and developing wide receivers. Two greatest franchises at doing it. And I can argue, to me, I will put the Steelers just above the Packers in that category. But the Packers find wide receivers.
I'm not a huge fan of Juju's antics, but I think he would be fine to sign and then go get a veteran.
I want to trade for Deontay Johnson.
Trevor, we beat the Cardinals, who were undefeated without Devontae Adams. Just so real quick, hey John Dorn, let's get you in the mix real quick. I know that you were born a long time ago, so this will be something that you can talk about. A Packers fan said something that was very interesting to me today. I think it holds weight, and I think it doesn't. They said the Packers got better and started winning more when Sterling Sharp went down.
That's because when your best receivers does go down, it makes the quarterback throw it down to receivers more. It opens the fields up more, and they got to cover more. It just makes that more sense. I mean, you can't just have one number guy, one receiver that's just awesome, and then the rest just plain trash. You know what I mean?
Right.
You got to have more than one good receiver. If not,
run the damn ball too.
Facts. Run the damn ball.
They didn't run the ball.
See, that's the thing.
Hey, real quick. Hey, we are couch GMs, but this is just all our opinion. That's
right.
Yeah, this is opinions. Yeah.
We lose Adams, Sterling Sharp per se. What if we get another Antonio Freeman? What if we get another Antonio Freeman or Andre Rison or guys like that we start implementing and winning more games with? Like,
and this draft is deep in receivers right now.
Oh, facts. Mm-hmm.
So I'm not worried about it. I mean, I like to get Tanyan back. I like to get my MVS back. And get so Roger's got some receivers that he's comfortable with, and with Cobb there, I think we're gonna be just fine. Tell you the truth, I think our offense will be better. Tell you the truth.
So
I don't want MVS back.
Don't you guys find it interesting that this report where Devontae Adams chose that he didn't want to be with Green Bay? So my thing is, so you chose to be with the worst team in the best division in the league, and even with Devontae Adams, they are now the worst team in the best division in the league, arguably.
It's going to be interesting because they just added Chandler Jones too. I mean, it's going to be a crazy division.
Yeah, I kind of pushed back on that. They did make the playoffs from that division.
But two teams that didn't make the playoffs, the Broncos and the Chargers, got immensely better.
You're right, but adding Adams with Carr, with Waller too, that changes things, man.
Hunter Renfrow had a decent year last year too.
And you got Renfrow in the slot. Not only that, you got Jacobs at running back. If you can add another running back, also on the defensive end, you can argue. I don't even think it's an argument. They have the best pass rush in all of football. With Chandler Jones and Max Crosby coming off the edge, that tandem, that's the best tandem in all of football. So
around the edge, who do they have up the middle? I don't know, but
exactly, like off the edge, you can't argue.
Good,
that. You can't argue that.
Right alongside Bosa and Mac, probably. But
right, well, Mac, I would take Chandler over Mac any day of the week. Like,
Mac wasn't really fully healthy last year, so we got to see how that plays out.
Right.
I also don't think he's in a hurry to come back either.
You have, in my opinion, the worst quarterback in the West, Derek Carr.
He's still good though. And that's like,
I'm not saying he's bad. I'm not saying he's bad. I'm just saying the quarterbacks in his division with him are just clearly better, in my opinion. Like,
I think he's better than Herbert.
I
do. At this point in his career, I do. Herbert hasn't been to the playoffs yet.
I would say that's more to do with Herbert's defense. I mean, did you see what Herbert did? Like, tried to keep bringing him back. Like, the dude's a beast, and he's only entering his third year.
And you're right, but Burrow was in the same draft class. Burrow went to the Super Bowl. Herbert has yet sniffed the playoffs. So to me, I'm looking at it. It goes Mahomes, Russell, Carr, then Herbert. Until Herbert can show me he can get to the playoffs, I can't believe in that. I like the kid. Kid is super ultra talented, but you got to show me you can get to the playoffs, bro.
Yeah.
I would also argue that the Raiders have the worst defense in that division. I think they do.
They don't have a great secondary.
Yeah, they secondary is kind of tough because they lose Hayward. They just lost that corner Hayward, who was probably their best corner. So yeah, I would say they still got.
What was the dude's name they got from Indy? Lost that trade for Ngakwe.
I think his name was some guy.
Oh, Yasin.
Some young guy.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah, it's Yasin. He's a decent corner, but
I don't know anything about him.
I don't know.
So I don't know. When I seen the trade originally, I was like disbelief, and then it started a little bit more information started to come out. But we offered Adams the same amount. He didn't want it. To me, everyone's like, "Oh, Rodgers is gonna be pissed." I guarantee Adams went to Rodgers and was like, "Hey, bro, like straight up, I want to go play with Derek Carr." Adams. It comes out that Aaron knew this before he even signed with Green Bay, and to me, that means Aaron is even more bought into Green Bay. Like originally, he was like, "I ain't coming back without Adams." Now he's just like, "Well, Adams wants to do his own thing. You know what? I want to stay in Green Bay. This is probably the best for me." And he stayed in Green Bay. So he's not coming back to lose. Everyone's like, "Well, we should just trade Rodgers." Rodgers knew what was going on. Yeah. So now the thing is, we need to reload. And if you don't think Rodgers is going to be part of that conversation, like he loved Jefferson a few years ago, and rumors were we were going to draft him. Like he's going to be involved in that, who we might draft or who we might sign.
Right, but
there's no way he's not.
True, very true. But I got to give Goop credit though. Dude got balls, bro, to pull off that kind of trade and to just say, you know what? Look, Rodgers, we're going to give you this contract, but also no, we can't have your guy anymore in Green Bay in the fold. So we're going to trade. You know what I'm saying? And people will sit here and say what they want about Goop. Goop has built this team to go deep in the playoffs.
When you find two diamond and roughs last year during the season, that's pretty damn good.
We're starting to build a defense and run. And my thing is, everyone's like, "Oh, you should have got more for Adams." Some of the talking heads have made a good point like that. We wouldn't even think of. Raiders could have signed him and only had to give up 2 firsts anyway. So they gave us what we could get from him. And next year, if he leaves and we can't sign him, we get a 3rd round pick. That's it. Yeah. So I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah,
at this point, we just got to hit in the draft. We have to be smart in the draft.
And we do. And if you really, truly think about it, look at Goop's track record in the draft. He's hit on some big-time talent. Yeah. Like, he's hit 9 times out of 10. And we know the draft is a crapshoot anyway. I mean, the more cracks at the apple you have with draft picks, the better. Because it's a crapshoot. Now, a lot of these receivers – and a lot of these players in general, fellas, like we don't know what they're gonna be. They're projected a certain they're projected in the NFL, but we still don't know what these guys are gonna be. But for Goop to hit on Jair, trade back, hit on Gary, trade back, hit on the Jenkins, the guard. I mean.
And you just named people that need to get paid too, right? We got to think about it. Jenkins is going to need to get paid. Rashawn's going to get paid.
Real quick. I just got to laugh at things like this. Like, oh my gosh, Equinemius St. Brown is gone. And are we going to get rid of Mason Crosby? Like, dude. First
I want Mason Crosby gone.
Yeah, I do too.
He was horrible.
We all want him gone.
Was absolutely horrible. We don't need Billy Turner. That's like that's a hit and a miss right there. That's costing us way too much money.
He's only good for one thing. He's only good for one thing. Is that getting to the quarterback? Otherwise, he was horrible against the run. He was horrible setting the edge.
So
that's true.
Yeah. And with Zadarius Smith, as much as I love Zadarius Smith and he's a great player, we don't need Zadarius Smith anymore. That's why we got rid of him. We got Gary, who emerged immensely last year. We got P. Smith turned it up at the second half of the year last year. We got
and he stays healthy.
So.
And our punter, get rid of our punter. That's actually we got a better punter, to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
He's more consistent, and he's better ball holder for kicks. He's not a better ball holder.
And let's not forget the back injury. There's so much that goes into this. You can't just look at that face value and go, we got rid of Zadarius Smith. Oh my God. Like, it's not like that.
We didn't have him last year, and we were better defense last year than the year prior. So my thing is,
if never been that good since. I mean, when was the last time you've seen it that good?
If us trading Adams leads to us signing someone like Fletcher Cox or Lyle Collins, who got cut today, plus Juju, and then picking up a first and a second, you would argue that we got better through that. Yeah. We just got to let it develop.
Mm-hmm.
Trust me, I love Deontay. I have a damn mid-size mini helmet that ain't worth a shit now from him, but
like, I
love the dude, but.
We got to see how it shakes out, how.
Yeah, exactly. If we completely whiff on those draft picks, it was a bust. But depending on but if we go and sign someone like Fletcher Cox and Landry or Juju, and then we make it to the Super Bowl because Aaron can't just force it to Adams like he did against San Francisco and Lazard is wide open, that's a win.
Right.
So,
that's a definitely.
The thing we did sign Douglas, so it's done deal.
I love hearing that every time someone says that. Yes. And we brought back Campbell. This was a win of an off season, in my opinion. We brought so much back. We're going to be good again. Do you guys agree with this? This is Carr's last chance right here. If you can't make it happen with this guy, you're just done.
No, I seen that they're going to extend Carr because Adams went there knowing his quarterback was going to be there.
Yeah. That's what people. And look, I know Carr gets a bad rap. I know he's an up and down quarterback, but you got to understand. Look at the dysfunction he's dealt with throughout his entire career in the Raiders organization. And for him to still get these dudes to the playoffs last year, despite them firing their head coach and all of that drama they endured earlier in the year, for him to galvanize that team and still get them to the playoffs and beat your boy across from him, Herbert, beat him on within the last few seconds of the game to go to the playoffs. I mean, dude deserves all the credit in the world. Now he has a true weapon in Devontae with Waller, who's arguably a top 2 tight end, top 3, whatever you want to argue. I mean, they're gonna be cooking with gas, man. They really are.
Dude, these people with OBJ, do y'all have amnesia? He just tore his ACL a month ago. He will not play until the playoffs. I don't know why y'all want him.
Yeah, exactly. People get caught up with names. I could care less.
I don't want Julio either.
I don't either. I mean,
I don't want to touch that.
I tell people, if you want to look at what the Packers offense is going to look like, I think it's going to be a little bit more potent, obviously, because we had a few guys missing. Pretty much our whole receiving core. We had guys that worked at Starbucks playing wide receiver against the Cardinals earlier in the year.
Yeah, because Lazard was out too.
Yeah, Lazard was out too. So that's what it's gonna look like. Him spreading the ball around, a tough defense, a hard-nosed defense, and a ground and pound running game. That's what it's gonna look like. And I'm all for it.
Yeah. And I was looking earlier, the only 2 other people I could see that we could look at cutting for post-June is if you cut Lowry and Crosby and designate them post-June first cuts, it's like frees up like $9.4 million. Like that would be enough to sign somebody else. Like if I told you we can replace Lowry with Fletcher Cox, yeah, I'm pretty sure everyone would say, or Fletcher Cox, I'm pretty sure everyone would say, hell yeah, let's do that.
For sure.
Or even Matt Ioannidis.
So I want him. That's who I like a lot. I like him.
I think that this frees up. It sucks. It hurts. I'm worried for our offense. We need to sign somebody, but it frees up a lot of cap and a lot of moves that we can potentially make. Dennis must be a butthurt Bears fan, huh?
Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm not even mad about the comments, but you really got nothing better to do than sit here and troll while we're trying to have a conversation.
Yeah, Ben, that's what I was saying was after Sterling Sharp got hurt, then there was the emergence of Freeman and Brooks.
Right.
And guys like that. That was my point. So
what about trading up for Metcalf? Trading to get Metcalf.
We're not getting Metcalf. I don't think they're trading. We're better chance at Lockett. Yeah,
I'd rather trade for Lockett anyways. Yeah. I think we can get him for a lower draft pick.
Right. And Lockett can do more. I think he's a better route runner and stuff.
Oh, bring back Josh.
Don't get me wrong. DK is a freak, but he's just a stronger MVS.
There was 2 other names I found very interesting.
And better, but
that people aren't talking about. When Jamison Crowder is not hurt, he's actually pretty good on the outside. And then there's Will Fuller, kind of the same story, right? But when they're playing, I mean,
I'm just so hesitant on bringing these guys in that have been nonstop hurt the last 3.
There's probably people we're not even thinking about. What about Devontae Parker in Miami? Who says they wouldn't trade him? He's not like going to come out and be like a number 1 crazy wide receiver, but he's a solid wide receiver. If he can put up numbers with freaking Tua, he could probably put up numbers with Aaron.
Right. Let's trade for Christian Kirk.
And see, and I never got the Christian Kirk argument either. Dude hasn't cracked 1,000 yards his entire career, and he's been in and out. Not only that, you have Will Fuller. Dude hasn't played a full season ever. Why would you?
You never know. Hey, when players go to really good teams, all of a sudden they magically stop getting hurt. It happens, man. What are people getting about what I said when Sterling Sharp got hurt, the Green Bay Packers started winning more games? Our whole point of this is we don't know what's going to happen in the future. We can still bring people on that are. What are people not getting about this? I don't understand.
I think
driving me crazy.
Yeah, I think
Lazard might get a lot more touches now, and he might just break right out. You know what I mean?
Who knows if Lazard can get up to 1,000 yards and 8 touchdowns this year? You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, I agree. I mean, he's gotten significantly better every single year, and I love Lazard. I really do. It's just spread the ball around, man. Get other guys involved. You become a deadly offense. Even more deadly offense when you get other guys involved. And bringing back MVS makes a ton of sense because Rodgers was campaigning for him all last year, big time. So I would be shocked if they don't bring MVS back. It makes sense because you have a deep threat now, and then you just draft another wide receiver. I know a lot of people want a ton of wide receivers drafted. I don't think Good is going to do that. I really don't.
I think we'll at least draft 2.
I think 2 is the number. I think 1 early, 1 middle round.
Yeah, okay. I could definitely see that.
We could go back to back first and second round if someone we really like.
Right.
When I read that, I thought that was hilarious. He's like, "That's crazy." Patrick, Russ, Herbert, Favre, Carr, like.
Yeah.
All right, so I kind of want to flip it now that. So now that we know the specifics of Rodgers' contract, what are we going to do about Jordan Love? Because there's just zero way we can keep him at this point.
I don't think so.
I think we keep him. I think we keep him this year and then trade him next year. We got to see what we can do. In the preseason, see if we can throw out some talent. At least if he has talent, where his value will go up.
I think we have to wait for the Deshaun Watson chip to fall to see if someone gets desperate in trades too. If they trade us another second, take it. Or I think it's more likely we package him with a trade in the draft to move up. Say we want to move up, say the Colts or something. What pick are they at?
I think the Colts won't do. They already came out and said they're not interested in Jordan Love.
Okay, well, say a different team that's lower, or in the late teens or something that needs a quarterback. All of a sudden, they might, we might package Love and our second to move up into the first or something. I think that's more likely. I don't think it's going to be a straight up trade. I think we would see something maybe it'd either be in the draft or maybe a player for player swap at this point.
Right.
But it's just so interesting.
Yeah. I mean, I know. I mean, you look at the Brady and
shut up, Isaac.
Who was it? Jimmy G situation when they had drafted Jimmy G and Brady forced the Patriots' hand to trade him. So you look at that, but I truthfully think Guda's not going to trade him. I think they're going to continue to develop this man behind Rodgers because let's be real, Rodgers is about to be 39, 40 this year.
39 this year.
He's one collarbone away. You know what I'm saying? Let's be real.
He doesn't have any more collarbones. He's
right.
And who knows if he wants to stay the whole 3 years? He might just say after this year, "Well, I think I'm gonna retire." Because he has
exactly.
If he retires, that fucks us so bad.
Oh, big time. But I could see Rodgers doing shit like that. I could truly see him doing that.
If something goes really bad this year,
According to fellow Packers fans, we can build around Bankert.
Oh,
No.
true.
Yeah.
True.
No.
That
I
is
just
true.
yeah, I
We're
think
trading
I don't think
Love
there's no
for
rush to trade
Baker.
Love.
no, not at all.
I don't think there's a rush, but after next year, when you're looking at there's no way we're going to designate him for a 5th-year option. It's just too expensive, and it doesn't make sense.
Right.
So at that point, what team's going to want to trade with him then?
Right.
Because we're just going to let him walk in free agency. So then they're
No,
free
you
to
make-
offer him
yeah.
whatever they want without giving us anything.
It really all depends what he shows us this year too. But I know you make a good point. Like if we can get something for him now, I think we do something. And I do think there's a chance there's a chance that we'll still.
I
do
think
something.
there's a solid opportunity for us to trade him this draft, and I don't know what team's gonna really want him. And I'm trying to think. I don't know what team
You could look at a
would
surprise
really
team.
want, maybe Washington.
But what if
I
Atlanta
know
doesn't
they
get
have
Watson?
defense, but
Could
maybe
they want
a
to?
younger developing quarterback?
If Atlanta doesn't get Washington, could they maybe look at him to let him sit behind Matt Ryan for a year? I mean,
That's not
a
bad
team could
either.
come out of nowhere. So Seattle, I know they got Drew Lock, but wouldn't it be
Yeah, but
good
I
to
don't
bring
think they
someone and
like
compete?
Drew Lock that much.
That's what I'm saying. So they, you know what I mean? And if they're in the Watson sweepstakes, which is weird, I haven't heard much about him. But what I'm
We're
saying
not
is,
drafting a quarterback.
yeah, we're not. The only way we draft
Even if we get rid of Jordan Love, then I think the Packers like Kurt Baker enough for him to be the backup.
yeah, and if we did draft one, it'd be like a 6th, 7th round draft pick that we have as a
Does Watson
compensatory
need
pick,
to-
just as a practice squad guy or a camp guy.
Does Watson have to waive his no trade clause
Yes.
for specific teams, or he
Yeah,
can do it?
that's
Yes, he basically has a list of teams that he wants to play for, and if those teams are offering up for him, then he can waive his no trade clause.
Joan. You can't say that about the Packers. Look at Chase. Jamar Chase just came in and lit it up. Waddle. What if they hit on the draft like a wide receiver like Waddle, Chase, or what Jefferson did in the last several years or last couple of years? You instantly
CeeDee
have a number
Lamb.
one wide receiver.
CeeDee Lamb was another good one. There's
Yeah.
a bunch of.
I think Michael Gallup had a decent rookie season too.
Yeah. So to say that, we absolutely need, I agree we need a veteran presence, but if we don't get one, it's not like a huge deal because we do have Lazard in the system. We have Randall Cobb in the system who knows the system and knows Rodgers. So yeah, would it be great to get Juju or Landry or someone that has, I'm not saying they're going to come in and be a 1,400-yard wide receiver, but they've had big seasons before and know how to play in this league. So
yeah,
we'll see what happens. But if you trade up or you get Trayvon Burks or, Olave or someone like that out of Ohio State, or I really like the dude out of NDSU that we might even be able to get in the second round. There's people there that might come in and perform like crazy. I'm not saying anyone's going to come in and be Jamar
I wouldn't
Chase.
be surprised if we use 2 picks in our first 4 to take wide receivers.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
there's probably teams that might be looking to move wide receivers that we're not even thinking about. What if Cincinnati needs to clear some space and they're like, hey, would you want Tyler Boyd? I would take Tyler Boyd.
Yeah, I would take Tyler Boyd.
You know what I mean? That he's their third best wide receiver. Maybe Denver's ready to move on from Cortland Sutton because he's ready to get paid or he's not showing out, but probably not because they just got.
I think that'd be a dangerous game to play.
But I'm just saying, I think there's wide receivers out there that we're not even thinking about right now that could happen too. So I think we just got to be patient. It sucks, but we got to be patient. So.
Who do you guys think we're getting in with these 2 extra draft picks? I think it's obviously a wide receiver, and I think you get
my guess would be a if we don't
offensive
trade up,
lineman
my guess would be a wide receiver and offensive lineman to rebuild some depth.
Tight end.
We want inside linebacker for depth.
Why couldn't we make these trades last year with Pitts? We could have traded up maybe for Pitts or something like that.
Yeah, if you can find a game-breaking linebacker to put next to Devondre Campbell and get Barnes off the field as much. I like Barnes, but he's got his limitations. If you put someone that's a little bit more speedy out there to pair with Devondre Campbell, you're cooking with gas right there. Especially if you say added Fletcher Cox up the middle.
I think looking for a hybrid safety / linebacker, I think that's either that or just another nickel corner or something. Well, we got Douglas back, so
we just need a linebacker that can cover.
I think playing that big fifth spot in the secondary could be huge. So so we have lots of different spots we can go with our extra.
They might draft a safety and push up Darnell Savage in that role you're talking about.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
That's what's nice when we have 11 picks. But we got actually options to move up if we have to.
We're gonna do a draft thing coming up closer to the draft. We have that in the works. Honestly, I haven't done too much. I just started getting really into the draft, and because I was waiting for a lot of free agency to get over before I start making my opinions about where the Packers are going to go. But obviously, wide receiver at this point is huge.
Ezra, you're wrong. If he can put up numbers with freaking Brett Hundley throwing the ball, he can certainly put up numbers with Derek Carr throwing him the ball.
That's true.
And Jordy was way past his prime when he went to freaking.
Yeah.
He's coming off an ACL and everything else.
I don't want MVS back.
I
think he's going to garner too much money.
MVS is made of glass. That's for sure. I mean, he's good when he's on the field, but he's always injured.
So this was another point that I was making is this is a new era of the recent decade for Green Bay Packers football. It's now turning into our defense is going to be able to help us. So there's so many things that we can do. I mean, right, Dorn? Wouldn't you love to see the defense win games for once?
Oh, I think this defense is going to be fucking really good this year. I mean, especially we got Douglas back now, Campbell's back. And plus, if we do bring in Cox, that would really fucking beef up our defense.
I think
I'm not worried. I'm not worried about our defense whatsoever. The only thing I'm worried about is our receiving core is empty right now.
We just need depth on our defense. I'm not really worried about starters.
Yeah.
And I would like we a lot of us have talked about just getting someone that we can sit next to Kenny Clark and not really have to worry about it. You know.
Yeah, there's a lot of options out there. Like I said, Matt Ioannidis would be nice. Fletcher Cox. Yeah, we're talking about these people now. They're going to end up watching. They'll sign with Tampa Bay somehow, or Rams, who have endless cap or some shit tomorrow. But we'll see.
I've also heard that, Ben. I've heard that as well.
Yeah, Ben, I've heard that as well, and that's why I think in the draft we might see some movement. Because if you're looking at, I don't love mock drafts or whatever, but if you're looking at them, the first quarterbacks are going late teens, and those are still people reaching for them. So the only NFL ready quarterback has baby hands, and then the guy out of why can't I think of his name right now? Willis or whatever. Yeah, he's got a rifle and arm on him, but remember, people like
we can get Carson Strong.
Marcus Russell had a huge strong arm.
Yeah. So do you think it's fair to say that any QB that gets drafted this year is just not going to start?
I don't think they'll start.
They might have to start the closest one will be Willis, if anybody.
I don't think
they might have to start out of need, but the thing is, you always have that. You always have one quarterback.
Week one starter.
No.
You always have that one quarterback that comes out of nowhere, i.e. Russell Wilson, i.e. Dak Prescott, that gets drafted and just goes and blows it up and ends up getting a chance to start. This year, kind of Davis Mills. Obviously, there was the Watson stuff, but after Tyrod went down, he played decently, I think. And so I think there'll be one or two maybe that are drafted that get some starts.
Can you
but we'll see.
Comment?
Well, I like this comment because this is why I say, look, if it comes draft day and someone offers like a second round pick.
Well, this is a Vikings fan anyway.
I think you just pull the trigger like, hey, just do it.
Yeah,
right?
That's what I mean. Like, no one really know about Rodgers' contract now. And I used to think the same thing, really, if I sat there and thought about it. Like, Love doesn't really have any trade value as far as like free agency and stuff and moves and stuff go. But if a team is intrigued enough by a young quarterback and they don't like anyone in the draft as much as they like Love, then maybe they're willing to spend a little higher than normal. Normally during like a free agency period. You know what I mean?
Especially knowing that he's been sitting behind fucking Rodgers, and plus, so
no, please, God, I know that's a joke, but please,
I've had this argument like so many. I think Love has moments that you can take that shows, hey, he actually could be good. I mean, you just got to keep working at it, right? He's he's a project, is what.
Everyone knew he was going to be.
But why is everyone this is another thing I don't get? Everyone's shitting on Jordan Love because his bad start, but everyone loves Justin Fields, even though he had double the turnovers. Trevor Lawrence looked like shit, and everyone's like, "Oh, build around Trevor Lawrence." Zach Wilson looked like shit other than the last 6 games of the year.
I was going to say, he had a decent end to the season.
But what I'm saying is we've seen Love start one game that was in Kansas City, probably the hardest place to play in the NFL, and Matt LaFleur came out and said my game plan for him was shit, and we should not have thrown the ball as much as we did.
Yeah,
I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, the community does like back. I like.
Yeah, the
Beckett.
community
I
likes
do too.
freaking
I do too.
every damn wide receiver that came out of Wisconsin. They liked.
Yeah,
they were obsessed with
Abadaris.
Jake Kumro. They're obsessed with freaking
Abadaris,
what the hell's his name?
Abadaris?
The LA
Abadaris.
community
Touchdown Jesus Jarvis or whatever.
The LA community
Yes.
loves Alex Caruso. That doesn't mean he's LeBron James. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't.
I mean,
I'm starting to
possibly
not
not.
like Banker because people are getting this delusion about who he is. When let's be honest, he's a practice squad quarterback.
He's
for a
been in the
reason.
league like 4 or 5 years.
Yeah,
too,
he's like
so-
a
He was
great
Atlanta.
coach, man.
But he came into the preseason game and threw just as many interceptions as Love, and everyone's in love with
Yeah.
okay, whatever. It's that they're hating on Love because of where we drafted him and the turmoil it put us through. But
yeah,
yeah,
so that's kind of our point. Is like,
hindsight is 2020, right? We could have drafted a wide receiver that was now one of the better ones in the league with that pick, or a player. Everyone wanted Patrick Queen. I'm sorry, but Patrick Queen is not living up to where he was drafted.
If you look at when we drafted Love, we were actually in back of the first round. Almost way towards the end of the back of the first round, and plus a fourth.
Yeah.
And that fourth was a free pick anyways. So
Yeah.
it wasn't really that bad. And when it did, it up fucking Rodgers fucking play.
yeah,
And Rodgers was
that's
coming
my
off of-
argument. Say to everyone that says Love was a wasted pick.
And Rodgers was coming off of 2 okay years. We're not
That's
signing
not
Bobby
bad
Wagner.
either. Actually, Bobby Wagner. That
We're not
might
gonna-
be.
I just
not
don't foresee
bad.
Green Bay putting that much money in the linebacker position.
Especially
I don't think
since
so
we just
either.
put it into Campbell. So it's
Yeah,
like,
exactly. I don't foresee that happening. So
You could argue that drafting Love is what lit the fire under Rodgers' ass and got him the MVP the next. You could argue. I mean, look, I don't think what Love has done so far is going to matter in any trade value. I think he's pretty much stuck at where he has. We might just be so lucky in timing that there are so many terrible quarterbacks in this year's draft, and there's actually projected to be pretty good quarterbacks in next year's draft. So this would be the time where a team goes, I'll give you a second rounder for Love. Let's just do it. And it's like, done. Let's do it.
Yeah, I would absolutely take a second rounder.
and once Rodgers re-signed you can't even make the argument anymore. Like Rodgers got over it. They fixed everything and there's here. The thing with Devontae, we offered him the money. He didn't want to play here anymore. We can't do anything about it other than take the picks and lick our wounds and move on and hope we're still the best team in the NFC North.
keep that.
Yeah.
So
There's so many
Easily
things with
best
this
fucking
comments.
team in the end.
There's so many things with this comments that I find wrong. First of all, we don't even know what's going on in Bakhtiari right now. Second of all, is Jenkins even going to play? Hopefully, I'm hopeful for it, but we can't say for sure if he's going to play this year. We thought
well, you can't be biased with Jenkins though, because one thing bad happened with Bakhtiari. He's older. No, that what happened with Bakhtiari not coming back. I
But
got you.
it's the uncertainty.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And not only that, so where are these other amazing 5-stars that we have? We have Myers. I love Myers. He's awesome.
Runyon was one of the best pass blocking guards last half of the
Runyon was
season. So
good.
we got you're right. We are starting 5 are solid, but there's some health concerns.
Our tackle depth sucks.
4. Yeah, our tackle depth sucks. I still
I
think
think they're saying too about the center. They want to get another center for backup
Yeah.
too.
And
well,
here's another thing.
They have
they
Jake
tendered that
Hansen.
Jake Hansen
Yeah.
guy. That's
But here's
trash.
another
I don't know how he's still on the team.
You can talk about the starting 5 all you want. Every single year that you've been a Packers fan, we lose offensive linemen during the season. So you need
No, I agree.
more
We
than
gotta get
5
depth.
offensive linemen.
That's why I said Lyle Collins earlier. That could be a sneaky,
That could
really
be
good. But he's
interesting,
probably going to
too.
want to get paid. But
Yeah.
But I still think we got to kick out Jenkins to right tackle. He wants to get paid like a tackle. Kick him out there. John Runyon at left guard. Newman, who did have his rough patches,
I don't like
to
Newman.
right
I'm
guard,
just gonna be
and then
honest.
Myers in the
I
center.
didn't like what I saw from Newman. I saw that we brought back
No, he
Nyman,
got
which
smoked a
was-
lot. But he
Wait. Can you go back like
This
a
one?
comment? Savage just played every. No, what?
He's
Oh,
not
Savage.
injured,
Savage has played 46 games over the last 3 years.
Yeah.
yeah, I'm
We
not
should
sure
have
about
played
that one.
48 then, right?
I mean, I will say Savage last year was a little bit disappointing,
Yeah,
and maybe we need to draft someone to try and push him. But to say he's injury prone is just not true.
he's not like
I do somewhat.
he's an
agree with that.
average
I hope-
safety
I
who
hope
hits
we
like
can
a
bring
truck.
Merciless back now too.
That's another one I think we'll bring back.
Do we need pass rush depth? Because I liked what I saw from Garvin. If we bring Merciless back, then I think that we're pretty shored up with those two just in general right there.
Devondre Campbell creates some pass rush too, but I do think we need some. I think we do bring Whitney Merciless makes sense if he wants to play some more. There's a couple other veteran people we could bring
Gary
back.
and P. Smith already, right? So
Yeah.
who
And
am I
we have
missing?
we're taking 4 picks in the first 60 now. You got to imagine one will be offense lineman, one will be a wide receiver, and then one will probably be a pass rusher, and then one will be like either a safety like Simon was saying or a linebacker, I would think, unless they double dip in one of those positions.
I'm missing someone. I know I am.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, yeah, I got to do way more draft study.
I'm going to be looking at that shit way more now that we have 4 picks.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, that too. But now that like the initial, well, shoot, maybe like starting next week or something when I mean things have also changed with the Rodgers contract though. That's the thing for me is I pretty much changed my mind because I was on the we should keep Love and try to develop him and see what happens rather than move on from him. But now that we know that we basically have Rodgers for the next 3 years, there's just no shot in Green Bay keeping Love. So we might as well move him and try to get something out of it.
Yeah,
that's my opinion.
What if Rodgers didn't come back? We didn't know what was happening, so it's like you can't put negative feedback yet.
Yeah. Just say you trade Jordan Love for a 3rd round pick. We would have 2 first round picks, 2 second round picks, 2 third round picks, and 2 fourth round picks. That's 8 picks in the first 4 rounds. By attrition, we probably hit on 5 of those 8 become at least starters or contributors. I mean, we're good. We've drafted. There's no reason to think Goody isn't going to draft well. He's drafted pretty damn well. So you're not going to hit on every single pick. Everyone wants to knock on the Jordan Love picks, but forget about Deontay Johnson and Nick Perry and all this other shit.
We forget about those people on purpose.
Yeah. Well, I agree, but
I was so mad that Deontay Jones draft. It was so.
We could be Tennessee and draft an offensive lineman in the first round that like is completely a potato and never plays. What was his damn name again? I can't even remember.
I don't remember. Didn't he go to like New York or something? And then they also
for like 5 minutes or a cup of coffee or a bagel, and he fucking got out of there. But I don't know. I think there's a lot. It sucks.
Wait, go back one.
I think there's wide receivers in this draft.
Man, this receiving fucking this draft is deep.
Hey,
was Jamar Chase proven? He didn't play in college.
Wait, last year. Can you provide some examples of wide receivers you'd trade a first round pick for that makes sense? Like what team's gonna? No, I'm not trading a first round pick for Lockett.
I mean,
no, not a chance in hell.
If we can't hit on anything, you kind of have to figure out something outside the box. Like if free agency is just a bust for us.
I would try to get convinced if they don't get Watson or someone. I would try to convince them to take a 2nd round and Love for Lockett. I would be okay with that, but that's steep. But you'd get a really good wide receiver. Lockett's a beast.
What did it say? Cole Johnson said Vikings will suck this year. Yeah, that's true, Cole.
That's exactly what it said.
I like Lockett a lot. I just not for a first.
I can't think of other wide receivers that would be up, like big wide receivers that would be up for. But then again, I didn't think Devontae Adams was going nowhere. So think about what shit teams are there right now that have like stud wide receivers on them. I'm trying to think.
If we get nobody in free agency at all, and someone's asking for a first round pick for Lockett, well, somebody Seattle, you wouldn't do it?
No,
not even for our low first round pick.
No,
I could see it. I mean, if we just had absolutely
I do agree with that. I love T. Higgins.
I love T. Higgins, but they ain't gonna. There's no way he's going.
No, they're saying we should have gotten him instead of.
Yeah. No, I agree. I can't think of it and maybe that's a bad onus for us right there. We can't think of any shit teams that have a really good wide receiver on them.
I can't think of a.
People are saying DK Metcalf.
DK is not happening.
I don't think Seattle is willing to move on from him. I think they specifically named Tyler Lockett.
I think because Russell Wilson's gone, that now makes DK happy, and they're just full on board with DK at this point.
Let's run through the South. Arizona ain't trading any other wide receivers. I would love DeAndre Hopkins, but he ain't going nowhere.
I think DeAndre Hopkins is on the end of it, like almost AJ Green status, where he's just having trouble staying on the field and being healthy enough to contribute in really good ways.
Obviously, Cooper Kupp would be worth a first round pick, but they're never going
They're
to
not
get
going to
something
trade
like
Cooper
that.
Kupp. What about Robert Woods?
You think he's worth the first round?
No, actually. I forgot he tore his ACL. If he didn't,
Yeah.
I would say yes.
Yeah. So then you go to what? The North. No one's trading us in the North. You go to the South. Scary Terry. I would love that, but they're not going to trade him.
If Brady didn't come back, I'd say like maybe you could get Mike Evans somehow or someone like that. I don't know.
That ain't going to happen now.
See, it's difficult. Like people always say, it's not Madden. It's not like you can just plug a guy in and then plug a trade in and it works like that. There's so much more that goes into it.
There's a lot of moving parts.
Philadelphia doesn't have a wide receiver worth the shit. Dallas isn't trading any of theirs.
I do like Smith.
But they're not trading him for a first.
Giants don't have anyone worth a crap. And Washington, if we could prize Scary Terry from them, that would be the only option.
Yeah, but he's not worth the first either, though.
What about Michael Thomas, but not worth the first?
I don't like Michael Thomas.
We have one big ego.
It would be a first for him. You would be trading a lot less. So how old is he anyway at this point?
He's still pretty young. I think he's like 27 or some shit.
I mean, Rodgers likes throwing his slants. He's 29.
I agree, Kevin. Yeah.
What do you guys think about? What do you guys think about venturing for someone like Antonio Brown at some point?
Hell no, we don't want the fucking head case on the team.
But you want Michael Thomas?
Okay, now, Michael Thomas had one head case. Antonio Brown has it's like all the time.
I watched Michael Thomas quit on his team, full on just quit on his team.
If
I watched Antonio Brown
can't
walk
make
off
Antonio Brown not be a douchebag, I don't think there's a way in hell Rodgers.
Antonio Brown is trying to buy a football team right now with Kanye West. That's how fucked up his head is. Okay.
I'm not even. It's not like I'm suggesting we go out and get them. I'm just like spitballing receivers. Like, how do you feel about these guys? How do you feel about?
No, I'm thinking about ones that could be number one. Michael Thomas, I guess, would be interesting. I don't know what that would be.
Rodgers' career is over. What the hell?
You're right, Joan.
Two back-to-back MVPs. Get out of here, guy.
Yeah. What a bum.
Hey, we could try for Calvin Ridley. Same people that want OBJ.
That's actually not bad. I would give a first for Calvin Ridley. But he's not playing next year anyway.
I was gonna say he's suspended.
That's the only problem.
Yeah, that's not. But that's what the joke was. Everyone that wants OBJ should want Calvin Ridley, and then so they don't have anyone else on. Tampa Bay ain't giving us no one. Saints don't have anyone. Atlanta has no one. Carolina has David Moore, who I'd love for a first, but they ain't gonna give up on him.
Too bad we didn't go for like Amari Cooper when we had the chance. I think we didn't know Adams didn't want to play for us at the time, but that would have been nice.
I already said Devontae Parker, but he ain't worth a first. But you can give him. Maybe they give him up for a third. For when we're moving to the AFC now, New England is in wide receiver death all the time. No. The Bills ain't giving up anyone. The Jets
it's scary.
Well, everyone talks about Denzel Mims, but you'd get him cheap.
Yeah, you get him cheap
because he's not proven, but he would be out of New York. And then you're moving to the AFC. Steelers have no one to give up. Cincinnati ain't giving up no one. Hey, Cleveland just traded for all their wide receivers.
Can you go back up a couple comments?
Marquise Hollywood Brown?
Okay.
I don't know. That'd be
not
interesting.
For a first.
Not for a first. I'm just spitballing people we could attempt to chase.
Dorn, shut up.
We already got a punt returner, and his name is Nick Green.
Yeah. I don't think there's a team that would be willing to give up a wide receiver for a first. That's worth anything.
What about Claypool? Man,
I haven't heard that they're trying to, but I haven't heard anything that they're trying to move on from him.
Yeah,
well, I heard people saying Juju. Like, well, it's like.
Well, Juju's a free agent, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mike, that's just me though. I don't think. Like, I like Tyler Lockett a lot, but I don't know about for a first.
Anyway, fellas, I'm gonna jump off.
I wouldn't be really upset at it.
Send him a third, then I'll be happy.
I mean, I'd be perfectly fine with the second round for Lockett.
I'd be okay with the second. Did Brian just say bye? I missed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said he had to go.
Oh.
What about
It would take more than a first to get Jefferson, though.
Yeah. You'd have a better chance at Thielen at this point.
Funchess didn't even play last year. I'm not interested.
Funchess
in my
hasn't played in
opinion.
2
I'm gonna
years.
get Tanyan back.
Oh yeah, 2 years because he sat out for COVID the year before.
Yeah, I'm not down with Funchess, to be honest. Like,
Man,
Yeah.
I'm not really interested in Michael Thomas. That's just me. If he came to the team, I wouldn't be super upset over it, though.
I mean, for a late round pick, it'd be a good idea.
Yeah, you're wrong.
Yeah, but I don't know how willing they'd be to give him up for a late.
If nobody's willing to, and he's just not going to play for him, I mean,
Yeah, but
knows?
what's his cap hit though?
Ooh, that's right. He had a decent contract extension, didn't he?
Yeah.
I
I think
look
he
at
got, he got a pretty big contract, and then he just went, "Hey, I'm not playing no more."
that. Yeah.
There
Oh,
aren't a
oof.
lot of top flight wide receivers, to be honest. But if you think about it, I know the Rams had Cooper Kupp. The Bengals, they have Jamar Chase, who was a rookie. Let's put that into perspective. He's a rookie. T. Higgins and Tyler Boyd, right? They aren't like top flight wide receivers, yet they do really, really well. So it just depends. We can get who would make the Packers a very bad team?
Nick Coke. Oh, wait, can you go back?
I don't.
Come
I don't
on,
know.
he would make. Oh, okay, the Coke word screwed me up.
It just really depends. If we get guys that are really, really solid,
OBJ tore his ACL. We can't. There's
absolute
no way we're
confidence.
signing him.
OBJ, yeah. Jarvis
Yeah,
Landry.
I'd be fine with Jarvis Landry.
Landry
Yeah.
He's not my first choice, but I'd be okay with him. Brandon
All right.
Cooks, that's interesting. I don't know that I would give a first for him though.
No.
He's been in the league for a while. Man, he's been in the league for like 6 years, huh?
For a while, yeah.
Or 6-7 years. Man,
Yeah, Lockett is really decent.
Yeah, he was drafted in 2014. So this would be his 9th year in the league. I don't know if I'd give up a first round pick for a 31-year-old. Or I'm sorry, I guess he's still young, 29-year-old wide receiver. Yeah, I don't know. Not for me, but I
What about
also wouldn't be
Deontay
that
Johnson?
mad. I don't think the Steelers would move on from him, but I would love Deontay Johnson.
He's been really solid, to be
Yeah,
honest.
he struggles with drops a little bit, but he's I don't know. He just finds a way to get open.
So let's move out
And
of
he's
the
a
first
he's a
round.
ball. He
let's
gets lots of catches.
Let's move away from first round trades. Let's think about what about DJ Moore from Carolina? Someone like that. You don't have to
That
trade
could
a
be
first round.
interesting. I like DJ Moore a lot.
Michael Pittman is probably someone that they're not going to trade, but if they were ever willing to, that's another guy I'd go for.
Yeah, I
What about Bill the Packer fan for wide receiver?
Just tie your shoes up real tight. Tie your laces real tight. I think the draft, we're going to have to go for these free agents. The ones that we already
Tyler
talked about.
Lockett still had 1,000 yards last year. I
there
don't
you
know
go.
if average is the word I would use.
What about someone like Hollywood Brown?
I think he could do with a scenery change.
I actually think they'd be willing to get rid of him because it seemed like him and Jackson, when Jackson was playing, weren't connecting the same way anymore.
Actually, Tyler Lockett had his best year yardage wise last year.
Well, Simon, he's not worth the first round, okay?
That's my opinion. If we gave a first round for him, I wouldn't be upset. I wouldn't be mad at it.
I think we're all praying to draft well. If we don't draft well this year, it's going to look real bad on us. It really is.
Do you guys remember, was it a couple of years ago, the Vikings had 15 draft picks?
I
Do you
do.
remember that draft?
And none of them started.
None of
right?
them panned out.
Yeah.
At all. That draft is so disgusting to look at.
Didn't all of them in 1 year not even start on the Vikings?
There was
at
like
all?
6 or 7 of them.
What about
Oh,
Cole
maybe you're
Beasley?
right. I think they ended up not starting, but there was like 6 or 7 that just got cut right off the bat.
What about bringing in Cole Beasley? He'd be pretty cheap.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind Cole Beasley either. I just when we have Cobb, Amari Rodgers, and Cole Beasley on the roster, it's just I don't know. It'd be hard to put guys like that all on the field. I would have loved that if they got Waller instead of that second. Loved it. I would have loved that, but I didn't think there's a way in hell that.
Yeah, I thought there was supposed to be a first, a second, and plus a player, but I guess it's just.
I think they said maybe a player. It might have been in the talks. Chase Claypool. I'd be okay with that. I don't know that he'd really fit in the environment of Green Bay.
Here we go, boys. I'm gonna give you a good one right here.
God, I don't feel like this is gonna be a good one. I mean, yeah, maybe this person wasn't here to hear our logic on this, but I think we're all in agreement that it wasn't that bad. Like, yes, we all love Deontay Adams, and he's a beast, but $28 million for a wide receiver when he was going to walk away from the team pretty much anyways, why not get a couple high picks for him? I think we made out okay with it. And we got $20 million this year in cap space.
How stupid would that same person have thought it was when Deontay Adams sits out this whole year and then leaves next year? Like, I'm just saying.
Yeah, exactly. We get nothing for him.
I like this one.
I'm okay. Oh, that's actually not bad. I didn't think about Robbie Anderson. But Carolina gave him a disgusting contract last year, though.
He's pretty good when he's playing on the field. Like, he got hurt last year, but
what happened to him last year? It had to be Sam Darnold.
No, he got injured too. Robbie Anderson got injured.
Oh, was he?
I believe it was Robbie.
Yeah, Jason, same here. I'd rather, but I don't think Seattle would take a first for Metcalf.
I like Scary.
Yeah,
Terry.
Scary Terry, same. Maybe we could package together a couple, go after him. I don't know how desperate it is. Man, Washington's a weird team to me. I don't know what they're really thinking or where they're at. They have a couple really solid pieces. Oh, please no. Tyler, no, please God. That dude's a bum.
So Robbie did get hurt last year, but he only didn't start one game. So I don't know.
I think it was just Sam Darnold because I expected a pretty decent year out of him, and he got that decent contract out of him.
It's because Darnold wasn't throwing the ball; he was running the whole time.
Yeah, that's true.
They're really, it's really tough, man. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen. I just know that this isn't a move that the Packers make without something already transpiring in their head, some sort of plan. I'm pretty sure if there was nothing that they thought was in their back pocket or there was nothing drawn up on the whiteboard, that they're not trading Adams until they have that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They
come right out of the blue like this morning. Hey, we're going to trade him. No, this is all in the works. You know, it's like, okay, if we don't get them, their backup plans and everything else.
Keelan Cole? Is that who you're talking about?
I think he means Cole Beasley.
Or Cole Beasley. Oh, okay.
Or Keelan Cole.
I think he's a free agent this year.
Yeah. He's 20.
But didn't he play for the Vikings last year? Or no, that was D. Westbrook.
The Giants.
Landry is a Packer in the next 48 hours.
I think it's inevitable.
I think we'll see something happen in the next couple of days for sure, I believe. Yeah. I really do think that.
And we're going to draft the next Randy Moss. I already know that.
Yeah.
Hey, I hope so.
Who do you want to see us draft at wide receiver? To be honest,
feasibly,
Olave, I like that pick.
Feasibly, or who do I just want to see?
No, like realistically, within the realm of who you think.
I was going to say Drake London. I don't think there's a way in hell he falls to us.
Like London,
Tre'Quan Smith, interesting.
Ooh. Who do you think, Dorn? Who do you think we're realistically going to get at wide receiver in the draft?
I'll tell you the truth. I haven't even gotten that far in the draft yet. Even checking on all receivers that's available and stuff.
Yeah. So, I know a lot of people kind of crapped on him after his combine, but I wouldn't mind Trey Burks either. I think he's a monster.
I think
he has good run after the catch ability. I love Olave. Olave is a beast too. Like he's smooth as he's
And
smooth.
I think it's realistic. I think it's realistic that we could get him.
especially at pick 22.
Yeah.
Tim Duncan. Motherfucker have like a 6'10" dude out.
But Metcalf seems like he's headed down the same mental path as T.O. and Brown.
I mean, the thing that bothers me most is that binky hanging out of his mouth. I just don't get it.
Yeah.
It is weird.
The best play I liked when he ran that interception.
That might, actually, Patterson might not be that bad.
He had a pretty good year last year, didn't he, with the Falcons?
The Falcons. He played like that backfield. Like he could be an interesting target.
Yeah.
Are you talking about the dude out of Alabama, Jason?
I think that's who he's talking about. The one that got hurt in the national title game.
Did he tore his ACL, right?
I don't know.
Was it something else?
I know he was hurt bad. They had to carry him into the locker room and all that. I remember the game. That didn't look good, but I don't know if it was a tear or not. Come on, Mike. You have to care about wide receiver at this point. You can't have.
We're pretty thin right now. Real thin right now.
Yeah.
real thin right now.
Yeah, he tore his ACL in January. I like the talent, but that's tough. I really feel bad for the kid too. Like he was going to go in round 1, but he might still. But dang, ACL injury in January. I don't know if you want to really mess with that, but I like the talent. I really do. Yeah, torn ACL. Yep.
Here's the dumbest comment of the whole show right here.
Are you sure there's been some good ones? So, yeah, I am not. I like Drake London. I do, but I don't know how far we'd have to really. It depends on how far he falls, I guess.
Isaac, is that a Bear fan, right? That's that Bear fan?
Yeah, I think or is he a Vikings fan?
He might be a Vikings fan, yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Oh, well, after these next few comments, it's going to get good, I promise.
Jesus, I can't wait. Yeah, I could see it, Tyler.
All right, here we go. Ready? Landry doesn't play for the Packers right now, so.
But I think he means hypothetically.
But he just said, don't care about wide receiver.
Maybe he meant in the draft.
Okay.
So I'm not content there.
I'm not content with this either.
So future, like if you do this and you take in Landry and you get all the other help you need, looking at next year, who do we have under contract?
Yeah.
Amari Rodgers.
Not Lazard. He's going to be an unrestricted free agent.
Yeah, we'd have to draft at least one or two wide receivers this draft.
Yeah, and this is a good draft to do it too. There's so much talent here.
Yeah.
This is Cobb's last year too.
He's on a 1 year. He took a pay cut to stay an extra year.
I could see us actually drafting 3.
Marvin Jones might not be that bad. Travis Benjamin. Actually, that's not bad options for like a wide receiver 2 or 3. Yeah, same, Steve. I would love to see Brandon Cooks. I think we could get him for like a second or a third. I wouldn't be upset.
We need we need a wide receiver that can also return the ball, please. Someone that can return a punt.
Who is this bum?
I told you, we got Nick Green returning punts.
Yeah, I promise you, this is from experience. I will be injured during the season, so
it'd be fun just to watch you get hit. Yeah, good hit.
Yeah, let's go get Tyreek Hill. I'm sure that'll happen.
What?
I know he's joking, but
I don't think London's going to slip. I think it's set in stone that whoever has the chance at London, they're just going to go, look, this is clearly the best guy in the draft right now, because there's like a cemented 5 guys in the draft right now other than London.
Yeah, I think London's going to go.
I know he means Olave, but
yeah, I know what he meant.
Like Olivia.
If Williams falls to us in the second, maybe, but I don't see him falling to us in the second. There's no way. So would you guys be upset if we took 2 wide receivers with our first 2 picks?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I would. Yeah, no, I'd rather have it like one in a first and one like maybe in a second or late second.
If we don't get an offensive lineman or a defensive lineman somewhere like something like that,
I do think the defensive lineman kind of falls off at a point, from what I've been reading and listening.
If we can get a solid tackle that's going to be with us for a while, that would be awesome.
I wouldn't be mad at us waiting on tackle either.
Yeah.
Like we always end up finding like decent players.
I would like to go.
on
I
the
like to get.
O-line.
I like to get a wide receiver
Pickens.
or first pick, and
Yeah,
then get
Pickens
a
would
pass
be fun.
rusher. A pass
Yeah.
rusher in a second.
Who?
A pass rusher in a second.
Pass rusher? Yeah.
In a second first. With our second first.
See, I'm not so sure that Nyman is going to
Interesting.
be able to play right tackle. Like, I don't think that that's in their plans. So I would really love to get a tackle in the first round. Hopefully Jenkins plays and we have our guard, because if Newman's going to start at guard, I feel really worried about that. So if the Packers are planning, hey, we can actually use Nyman at the right tackle and then Bakhtiari at the left tackle. If that's the plan, then draft a guard. But
Hey, maybe
you
they'll-
have to
maybe
draft
they'll-
someone.
Maybe they'll bring back Blaga.
Please no. No, I'm not for that. Sky Moore would be interesting too.
That's the kid from smaller school, right? He's from a really small school, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he's from Western Michigan.
That's what it is, Western Michigan. I seen him dropping, not dropping. I seen us drafting him in mock drafts before we made this trade, though.
Yeah. I mean, I thought it was inevitable we'd take a wide receiver in this draft anyways.
Yeah.
But now I really think we take 2 with decently high picks. Outside wide receiver, how would you feel about Leo Chanel? See, I'm not there. I don't know who that is. I don't watch a ton of college ball, and I don't really start paying attention to the draft until like late March when free agency starts to dwindle down, and I can do a lot more research on like needs and stuff. I could definitely look it up though, and we could when we bring up pass rushers, which we will, we can talk about him. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't be too happy about it either, but
I'm not one to think that we need another pass rusher right now. That's not a hole.
I don't think it's a huge need by Beggleton's numbers.
We need a DN, not a pass rusher. We need a solid DN that's going to help us.
But you always need pass rushers.
Yeah.
But we got P. Smith, we got Gary. If we bring Merciless back, we got Garvin.
See,
we have
if we brought Merciless back, I would be okay with us not using one until later on. Yes, we need a right tackle.
Yeah, we need a right tackle bad.
I agree. But I think management really likes Nyman. I do. And I think the fan base likes him a lot.
But can Nyman play right tackle is the issue. So there's a lot of times where left and right tackle, it's almost like different worlds. You know what I mean?
I know.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think they're going to go into what am I trying to say? Like, I don't think they're going to go into the draft with the plan that Nyman plays right tackle.
Me neither. I don't think that's what they're planning to do.
God, 6'8", 384? That cannot be that dude's real weight. Holy. What's his name? Wait, don't take that off the screen yet. Daniel Floyd.
Just remember, though, size doesn't always matter.
Oh, yeah, I know, but
we saw that from our left tackle last year in the playoffs.
God, you're right. Dude's 379. Holy. That is a monstrous dude.
Isn't that Zion Williamson's cousin, right?
God, this guy's massive.
We need DN. Oh, here's one for you, John Dorn. This is especially for John Dorn.
Yeah, we need a kicker.
We have 3 on the roster right now.
Yeah,
so I'd be thoroughly surprised if we got a kicker in the draft, knowing what I know right now.
Well, I know.
I heard we're looking at Skull Johnson as our kicker.
I know two of our kickers is
Yeah,
Alan Lazard and Randall Cobb, right? I see. You can't say that because even professional football players say it's not easy to go from one side to the other. It's just not. It's completely different mechanics. So I just don't believe that in any way. Okay. If you're saying, but look, here's what worries me about that. If we get a pass rusher at the DN spot, we just did so well at stopping the run. I don't want to create bigger holes for the offense when we started to figure out how to stop the run. But if you can find a massive guy that can hold his guy down for the run and then attack the quarterback when he's rolling back, I'm all for it.
Yeah, I wouldn't be mad if they got a safety or something. You know, we kind of need depth there.
Safety. We need another safety. We absolutely need another safety. What was that kid's name that they were talking about from Baylor? What's his name again?
Oh, I don't remember.
Was
Jalen Petre?
Yeah, there you go. He's like a hybrid. He's got a linebacker body. He's got safety speed. He's kind of in the middle. He can play safety, and we use a lot of nickel. So, I mean, we could use a hybrid a lot of times, and we have 3 corners. We could really shut people down with that.
Guys, it's nice that we signed Douglas, man. It's like, man, that's awesome.
I know. Every time I hear we got Douglas back, I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
David Jabo, edge rush from Michigan. With first one Burks. I don't think we need an edge rusher though.
I think we could get Burks with our second first.
We need a wide receiver with our first.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Oh, okay. I misread your comment. My apologies. Yeah, I've heard a lot about this guy. Yeah,
we need a what, John?
We need a wide receiver the first pick. We have to. We gotta get the best receivers available. It's no ifs and buts about that.
If Olave's there, get him. If Olave's there, get him.
Yeah.
If Olave's there with our first round pick, get him. I'm telling, just get him.
God, Josh Jones, that was another huge miss. I liked him too. I was hoping he'd pan out.
I don't remember bringing in Josh Jones when we drafted him to be a hybrid. He was a cornerback, wasn't he?
No, he was a safety.
Who did we trade him to?
He was a safety out of Cincinnati, I think.
Who did we trade him to? Was that the Ravens we traded him to?
Oh, I don't remember. I don't think it was the Ravens.
Did we trade him? I thought we just said go away.
No, I think we traded him for like a 7th round pick or some shit like that.
Oh, I think he went to Jacksonville.
Jacksonville, okay.
Wait, this dude played for the Seahawks last year? I didn't even know that. Oh no, it was
It
Dallas.
says Josh Jones was a cornerback in the draft. Oh, okay. It says safety / cornerback on this.
Oh.
So.
Yeah, that was a disappointing pick too. God,
I'm not sure that's the same hybrid that we're talking about, though. That's not really linebacker. Yeah. That's a safety. Honey Badger, is he really available?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he'd be kind of expensive, though. I don't really like him that much. I'll be honest with you.
As a hybrid, he's really good, I think. But I'd rather have someone like Micah Hyde. I wish we never gave him up.
Yeah, I like him a lot.
Jordan Davis. I know.
Yeah, I like him a lot, too.
Everybody likes Jordan Davis. He is a beast. Talk about it. Man, in that national title game, I was like, what? He couldn't.
It's crazy to think like almost everyone from Georgia's defense is going to get drafted this year.
So we couldn't draft someone like that, though. Obviously, we have Kenny Clark. I mean, unless
I think we could do it. I think you could split him to D end.
A defensive tackle to D end?
I think you could do it.
Well, we gotta hope like a Slayton actually picks up, from the second
Especially with all the weird packages and stuff we do, having 2 defensive linemen on the field at one time is not out of the realm of possibility.
I did like watching Slayton and Heflin at the times that they got to play. I thought that they were somewhat solid, but
I can see him jump up from here too.
if this guy was able to play DN, this is a generation.
I was talking about moving Kenny Clark to DN.
Oh, you think Kenny Clark could play DN?
Yeah, I think if we pick up a natural nose tackle, I think Kenny Clark is a good enough pass rusher to split him to DN and not have him playing over the nose as much.
Okay, so you guys ready for this?
No. I really don't think that's the case, but
if that's the case,
sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, how did Green Bay match the offer? He just didn't want to be here. It had nothing to do with the offer that Rodgers got.
I think it just, and I'll wait till Adams really says something, but in my opinion, I think it's just because he wanted to go play with Carr on the twilight of his career. Like after this contract, he's done. Weston, we're trying to talk over some possibilities and who think we're going to draft because it's inevitable.
It's another possibility, guys, is what if Adams just sat there and went, look, Rodgers, you're old as fuck. Like, I don't want to be stuck here if you're just going to retire next year or something.
I'm not completely sold on Barnes either. I'm not mad at that comment at all.
I like Barnes when he was.
I think Barnes is really inconsistent.
When they had them both on the field last year, I saw a lot of good stuff, but it may be that Campbell's that good that he's opening it up for Barnes. You know what I mean? I don't know.
It's so funny reading the TJ Watt comments like years later because Packer fans, Wisconsin and stuff, and every Packer fan called it too. They're like, we want TJ Watt, and they just went in a different direction.
I did. I wanted it.
Yeah, no, I did too, but yeah, I was optimistic about Kevin King. I didn't love him, but
so it'd be Lowry. It would be Lowry, Clark, and
yes,
Davis.
Mike. That's the idea.
I don't know. I think that's too bulky on the line, don't you?
I mean, TJ Slayton's a big guy too.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got the Lizard.
I like Lazard. I don't know. I'm all for Kenny Clark getting after the quarterback. If that can free him up for some of the double teams and stuff, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
Because we're about at $22 million right now, and plus we got to do Alexander's. You got to do Alexander's contract.
Yeah, if we do something with Alexander's contract, which I think we will.
I don't see. We're starting to go in tangents now. Look,
but Rodgers just had back-to-back MVPs. Why would that make sense?
Because here's my thought process. Adams doesn't want to be shackled to a long-term deal if Rodgers is so old that we don't know what he's going to do. He could retire next year. He might retire tomorrow. We don't know what he's going to do. Like Adams might be
fucked up.
Adam, I think what you said ties into that also, that he's getting closer to the back end of his career now. He's like, hey, this is my chance to go play with Carr while I can. Yeah. Rodgers is old as fuck. Let me just get out of here and do what I want to do.
Still make money.
That really has nothing to do with Rodgers' contract.
No, not at all. Rodgers' contract had 0% to do with any of this.
It had nothing to do with that.
I'm kind of glad that Adams gone because one thing is, in the long run, I think it's going to be better for our team down the run.
I think so too. Yeah, Wyatt from Georgia. Yeah. What was the comment before I missed it? Someone asked a question about, we talked about this a little bit. I think we're all kind of on the same train of if we can trade Jordan Love, we might as well.
Yeah.
If we get offered a second-round draft pick in this draft, because after the first round, people are like, look, there's just no good quarterbacks. Take the second-round pick.
Yeah, I would take the second-round pick.
Would you take a third?
I would take a third.
Yeah.
After that, probably not.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess, yeah. I think he's worth a fifth. So, yeah, in my opinion, that's a good trade. But
Jesus, a fifth?
I think we talked about this last show. I think Love is worth about a fifth-round pick.
I think
you might as well keep him for a backup because you might as well keep him backup now. Then for that,
I think you're underselling it because he's still on his rookie deal. If he was in his second contract and he was a backup somewhere and you really needed a starting quarterback, sure, a fifth. But when you're on your rookie contract and you were a first round pick 2 years ago, or well, I guess almost 3 now, I think you can garner a little bit more than a fifth.
So let me ask you a question. If there were really good quarterbacks in this draft, you think you're getting a third for Love?
No, you ain't getting dirt. You get
but that you're asking a hypothetical question.
Yeah,
but
you get a big
chip. Is only because there's no quarterbacks in this draft is it now like, oh, he's worth a third though. He's worth a second.
Yeah,
he's
that's what I'm taking into account here.
No, but I'm not. I'm saying in general, I find Love to be at best a 5th round pick.
I don't even know if that's true either, because he's such an uncertainty.
Yeah,
I don't think a lot of
just
teams
like we took a gamble.
Yeah,
but you're gambling on a player in the draft anyways.
Yeah,
I think you could. And the other thing too is like teams sit there and spend, 4th, 5th round picks on a backup quarterback anyways. Why would you not spend a little bit higher to go for that? What am I trying to say? Like a higher ceiling,
like a Foles or something like that.
Stupid.
That makes as much sense though as the contract thing.
Yeah, well, true.
Well, Rodgers took his parking spot, and you're like, oh, word?
Word. Yeah. I mean, I could see it.
I mean, this draft.
I wouldn't be happy with a 4th.
If they offer you something high, just take it. You might as well just do it.
I don't think we're going to get a 1st, obviously. But
No.
It maybe not even a 2nd. But if someone offered a 3rd, I'd probably take it.
Yeah. Joan, this is what we were talking about earlier. This is the bright spot of this whole thing. I mean, you got to take into like a great example was the Niners game. I can't watch us lose another game because or what about the NFC Championship game against the Bucs? How many times are you going to try to force it into Devontae Adams when it's just not there? Like I can't watch it anymore.
Against the Bucs. He was trying to force feed Adams and Lazard was wide open. And then you go back to last year's, Lazard was open again and kept on trying to feed fucking Adams. It's just.
Where did Rodgers get $200 million from? Oh my God. He even signed his contract. Yeah. It's not $200 million, and you're still saying $200 million? What the fuck is wrong with you people?
And his first 3 years of his contract is very actually reasonable for the fucking Packers.
Matt, yeah, the contract was very reasonable for the Packers. It opened up 2 years of cap space. Yeah. Matt, are you a Packers fan? Because if you are, you prove what we've been saying for a long time now. There are so many stupid Packers fans, it's not even funny. Like, I can't address this $200 million thing anymore.
Yeah. Love at best of 6. Okay, I wouldn't even entertain a 6th round pick. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie.
Just keep
them. You might as well just keep them and hope for the best next year.
Yeah,
like that's not. I'd be good with that too.
Yeah.
Okay, but you can't trade Love for Lockett though. Sam, I'm assuming you're meaning Love plus some other things for Lockett.
Yeah, I think you have to give Love in like a 4th or 5th or something for Lockett. But I'd be okay with that.
Me too.
I'd be fine with that.
If Seattle gave us Lockett for Love straight up,
I would also be okay with that. Hey, this franchise also paid Matt Flynn, so let's be honest.
I mean, so did the Raiders, and we just gave them that.
What? Well, hold on. Wait a second. What?
That one missed a little for me.
Yeah, I'm not feeling this comment. Hold on 1 second. The difference being that Rodgers is coming off back-to-back MVPs. Big Ben's been downhill for like the last 3 years.
Yeah. Trubisky's gonna look really good in that fucking offense.
I'm gonna laugh so hard too if he ends up like slinging it all over the place and being a beast. Yeah, I'm not feeling that comment. I don't get it.
If Trubisky starts and the Steelers win 10 games, Trubisky's a legend in my eyes.
Yeah, that's my point, Mike. Like,
I think he is the best QB in the 2022 draft.
he might be. A lot of people, yeah. Like I said, I've been hearing a lot about him being the best quarterback in this draft. Even though
I wouldn't mind this. I've always liked Austin Hooper. I've always
yeah,
thought he was.
I would be okay with Hooper.
Yeah,
yeah, that's not bad. We didn't even talk about tight ends really. I'd be cool with Hooper.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm sure reports are going to come out what was offered for Love. I have no doubt after the draft, if Love isn't traded, we're going to hear what was offered for him. I already know we will.
Yep.
No. I think the Niners need wide receivers. They're going to hoard them because they're probably going to have to play Trey.
I don't think they like Ayuk that much, though.
I don't. Even if they don't, I feel like
sorry.
I was just going to say because Trey Lance is going to have to be their guy now, right? They're getting rid of Jimmy G. I think they're going to hoard their receivers for now. They're going to try to stack them up.
I don't know.
John, I think this is for you.
Yeah, go fund me. Hell yeah.
Oh, I thought you were going to say go fuck yourself.
I thought you was too.
Hey, John will beat your ass in a fishing tournament, all right?
Okay.
Don't play with him.
Next week, I'll have a better mic. How's that sound?
He doesn't even use fish hooks. He just uses his finger and puts it in the
Yeah,
water.
I
and
just
catches fish.
I put my hand down there and grab him right by them fucking jaws and bring them up and say,
Our cap is not fucked. If our
cap, we're 22 plus. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, our cap's not our cap's not fucked.
Well,
Maybe
we gotta do it
next
on
year or the
Thursday.
year after, but our cap's not fucked this year.
That actually
We're
brings
solid.
up another point. Like when Rodgers' cap hit is supposed to deplete us, and Rodgers is probably going to retire or whatever at that point. Not signing Adams to this $30 million that he wanted, or I guess $28.5 million that he signed with, I believe it was with the Raiders.
It was 28.5 or something.
So not having that contract when Rodgers' cap hit starts to really hurt us later on, that might be a huge reason why we can keep a bunch of players and start moving on in a better way by not having Adams. I'm just saying. Yes, 150 million. Thank you. Please, from now on this show, say 150 million, because if you say 200 million, I'm just going to talk shit about you every time.
That is true, Ben.
I know. It sucks. Like in this Rodgers
You're not a
thing,
true Packer fan if you don't agree with someone. You're a fucking hater.
My bad. No, a hatter. You're a hatter.
I will argue with Packers fans, but I never sat there and be like, "You're not a true Packers fan because you think that Rodgers should have retired." Like, no, if you're a Packers fan, you're a Packers fan.
So that's half of the reason why I like doing this stuff is like I like educating people a little bit more about stuff that maybe they just don't want to look up or don't have time to look up or whatever, because that's what I do with my time. This is what I do. I like doing this. But if you come in here and you say something's the way it is, even though it's not, I mean, you're more than welcome to just ask questions instead.
I could see
Crave.
Rodgers retiring in 2 years. You know.
Yeah, I could too. Yeah, I could. Oh. But that brings, if he retires in 2 years, though, at the end of next year, I think, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, we have to entertain his fifth-year option.
We do.
That's going to be a decent cap hit.
Yeah.
Tom Brady is back.
We didn't forget that he's back. We just prefer to ignore that he's back.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to ask questions about the Bucs, then I'm sure there's
lost a few guys. He lost the offensive lineman. He lost fucking a couple other people.
They lost a couple offensive linemen.
Yeah.
Godwin's kind of playing through hurt.
Yeah.
They should be a decent team. I mean, they'll still be a good team this year. Let's be honest. Tom Brady gives them a chance at a run for a Super Bowl. I think Gronk came out and said he's probably gonna go back, but yeah, I don't actually. Did they lose Leonard Fournette or is he still on the team? I think he's still on the team actually.
I'm sure if he's not, he will be. Like,
are we destined to 13-3?
Ask
me after the draft.
Yeah, exactly. It really depends on what we do. If we hit pretty good in this free agency, in this draft, 100%.
I have no doubt our defense is going to be really good this year.
Rip cheese turds. That's a good one. Good one, bro.
That one hurt my feelings.
Yeah.
I mean, our backfield is stacked. I mean, come on now. I can say that word, stacked. With fucking Douglas back and fucking
our defense is pretty solid all around. Yeah. Like I said, I think we could just use a little bit of depth.
Yeah.
At places. Michael Thomas, we talked about him a little bit. I'm not really on board with it.
I think
if he agrees on the contract to not quit, then I'm for it.
I think I looked up his cap hit this year would be 13, so not terrible actually.
Yeah.
That's not bad at all. At all.
But 2 years is 27.
Oh yeah, okay.
That'd be the real issue with trading for him.
I'm not gonna say it saved our future, but
it helped.
It definitely helped.
We might hit a wall later on in the future and go, God, I'm so glad we don't have that Adams contract.
We got to draft good in the next few drafts. We got to draft pretty good.
I think I'm not trying to think too much into the future because I think, oh my God, are they?
No, the game's on right here. They're winning by 30.
Oh, I was gonna say there's no way.
You think I'm not watching the game just because
I don't have my TV in here, so I can't project that shit. I forgot what we were talking about. Oh, I'm not thinking too hard into the future, especially for a team that's in win now mode.
Yeah.
Because I know after Rodgers leaves, it might be tough for a couple of years.
They said that we're pretty much in a three-year window. I say a 2-year window.
And maybe it is 2 years.
Yeah.
That is also true. So that also. Oh, do you want to take this?
No, I was just vaguely saying yes. The cap is going to go up again, but how much we'll have to see.
Yeah, because we got to sign some pretty good players next year too. We got
So as much as like people are going to talk trash about Rodgers, kind of signing a 50 million per year deal, which whatever. Eventually another QB is going to come along, and also we don't have 6 picks in the top 60. Another QB is also going to come along, and they're going to sign a 50-year $1 million deal. And there's like projections of the NFL cap being like $300 million by like 2027.
I like that comment.
Wait, can you go? What was the comment before? I forgot. It was something. Six. Yeah, no, we only have 4 picks in the top 60. Maybe you fat fingered it or something. Yeah.
So I'm gonna finish these comments and then we're gonna go. It's late.
I gotta be up at 4:30 too. So rip.
Sorry, Joe, you missed it, man. 9:30 or where I'm at 9:30 Mountain Time, so it's 8:30 Pacific Time, I guess. We've been on for a while, man. So next time we're gonna have another show. We'll bring you on. 5 inside. So don't we have 5 in the top 60 or is it 4?
No, we only have 4. We have 2 first round and 2 second rounds.
Okay.
Unless
if we trade Love, we'll have 5.
I mean, I'd be okay if we get a top 60 pick with a Love, a deal. Keeper moving, hell yeah. You ever seen that guy? The keeper moving? I forget his name. He's like some YouTube Charlie Barons. He's like this dude from Wisconsin. And he does all these like funny, like Midwestern videos and stuff. Yes, we all think that we're gonna bring a veteran talent in.
Kid playing e-spots with something about your favorite team, and your stepdad yelled something about.
I don't know what that means, but
John, this one's for you.
Yeah, what is an e-spot?
Did he misspell G-spot?
I think so.
I don't know why your stepdad is yelling at you while you're playing with someone's G-spot, but all right. I don't understand this comment. I'll be honest.
What does it mean, Dorn?
I don't got a clue, man. I think he's fucking daydreaming about some fucking G-spot.
Please explain that one to us, Mike. I'd love to hear the explanation.
No.
Yeah, I mean, because here's why I'm going to say yes. Because I don't want to hear about it anymore. Just let him be in there. I don't want to.
I don't. So here's I don't think they should be allowed in the draft room, or he should be allowed in the draft room rather. But I do think Rodgers should have some say on who he likes at wide receiver.
Yeah.
For as a free agent, is he? Man, I thought he still had maybe 1 more year on the Bucs. I can't remember.
Yep. I saw a punter named Pat O'Donnell, Bears kicker. I saw that.
No, he is a free agent. You're right. My apologies.
But what was wrong with Bajorquez is what I don't get.
I think they didn't like him holding, and I think he struggled in the weather a little bit.
Like,
yes, Thank you, Ben. I actually looked it up, and yeah, my apologies.
People were trying to say shit like, "Oh, it's because that blocked punt." I'm like, what the fuck does the blocked punt got to do with the punter right there? He grabbed the ball, he went to kick it. And, I mean,
I think he had a little bit of if he agrees. I assume you're talking about Michael Thomas.
Yeah, the slant king.
Yeah, that was the reason. A couple of reasons I've seen that. I've watched a little bit of Tom Grossi. He's pretty good.
I only watched the one guy. Emotional damage. That's all I watch now. That's it. I know Kentucky lost.
Yeah, Kentucky lost. That was one of my Final Four picks.
That's why it was so funny. I got UCLA, Arizona. I got Kansas.
Okay, I got Kansas.
Gonzaga.
Okay. I got Kansas and Gonzaga, but I had Kentucky and Houston.
I got
fucking Badgers are taking it all the way.
No,
Duke's gonna win.
Oh my! I got Kansas. Kansas is beating UCLA in the finals this year. That's exactly what's going to happen.
I have Kansas beating. They were in my championship game. That sucks. I had Kentucky beating Gonzaga in the Final Four. I forgot about that. Rip.
And then Gonzaga had a tough time with a 16 seed.
Jeez.
Why? I don't get this thinking. I just don't. I don't get it.
Not me, Joanne. Rodgers gives us the best chance at a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Yep.
Whether if you want to say that you wanted to trade Rodgers, I also think you should just trade Adams.
Yeah.
Why not just trade Jay Alexander and then trade Amos, trade Kenny Clark?
Yeah, how badly do you want to burn this team down is the question. If you lose Rodgers, you'd have a tough sell on me for making the playoffs last year.
Right now, we're the top seed. We're the top dogs in NFC North right now. We're the top dog. Even though Adam's gone, we're still a top dog.
I don't even know if that's true or not.
Why not? Why won't we be?
I
mean, our defense is probably better than anybody else's.
We're definitely the best team in the North right now. Still.
Definitely. Yeah. Have a good night, Cody. I appreciate you stopping by. Man, the downgrade from we just don't know what we have. Yeah, the Manitowoc Minute. That's it. Yeah, that dude's funny.
I mean, the only weak spot we got is wide receiver right now. I mean, our offensive line's better than anybody else's. Well, except the Lions.
I just don't know how much you would be able to trust Jordan Love to get it done. That'd be my
Jordan
only
Love.
issue.
I thought you went with Rodgers. I'm like, okay.
No, my apologies. Someone said they would rather get rid of Rodgers.
With Love, then okay, then that's a totally different story there.
No, right now I think we still ignore it.
I do think it is win-win right now because look, Green Bay wasn't going to work with Adams, so it's a win in that aspect. Plus, we don't have the cap. We're just not going to have the cap to do all this shit that the Packers are trying to do. Now, what I will say is for the Raiders, I don't know. There's going to come a day where you're paying Derek Carr 2 times now. So there's going to be decisions that are going to have to be made. So we'll have to see how much the Raiders won from that trade. We'll have to see.
Well, and just think, if we went to tag him, we would just let him walk. We would get a conference pick of only 3. We've got a 3rd pick. That's it next year. So we came out pretty damn good, a 1st and a 2nd.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what esports like. I still don't. Okay.
Esports is
I know what esports is, but I don't
EA Sports.
understand the context of his comment.
It's
I guess.
EA Sports.
No, esports is electronic sports. It's like competitive online.
Oh,
gaming.
he's talking about like when you put the little magnet guys and that thing.
No, it's not. What he's
I think that's what he's right. Don't you have to plug that in so it
You're-
shakes?
Stop! You're a millennial. You're embarrassing yourself. That I mean,
Probably.
that
Yeah.
would actually be true. I don't know. Hey, Jesus Christ, AJ Dillon can catch the ball too.
He's
He's
we
turned into a nice pass
I
catcher.
mean, listen, we still got.
Yeah, we
Lazard.
signed Raiders coach the
Basashi.
interim coach to our
You got
special teams coach.
Basashi.
Yeah, Versace or Basashi?
Basashi.
Basashi, yeah, that's it.
What Dorn? What were you about to say about? What were you just saying about Lazard?
I can't remember now. Lazard. Oh, Lazard's still on that team. I mean, he's still
Yeah,
in the
Lazard's
NFL.
still probably our top option as of right now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm throwing the ball to Jones before I'm throwing it to Lazard. I'm just saying.
that might be true. 5 top 100.
Okay.
I'm not sure what that's in reference to.
Baker
Baker
for
for
mayor.
mayor.
What?
How many picks we
This
got
is
in first 100?
This is a joke, but this is how Packers fans feel. Bankert for mayor,
5.
like you might as well.
5.
There's.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're competitive. That division is going to be so awesome to watch
that's
this year.
another thing about it is like, how much are you going to win in that trade if you potentially get third
Yeah.
or fourth in that division? It's going to be rough.
Yeah, we got to see the outcome. Should kick. I'm for it. I love Pat McAfee. That dude's funny. True.
Yeah, this is a very exciting offseason for all teams in NFC North.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, David. I think it was a halfway good deal. I'm okay with this.
Yeah, I'm okay with it too.
Yeah.
Good luck on your 8-win season.
Yeah. Good luck. Absolutely, 100% true.
But
That's a good comment.
oh,
I think
okay.
that was a reference to the I'd rather have.
Yeah, because at first I was like, wait, what? We didn't say that. I get what Cody's saying now.
Yeah.
I'm getting a contract done for it's
Tanyan.
Tanyan. Why do you keep calling him Tongan? What kind of contract you see?
I think a cheap 1-year prove it deal.
Yeah.
I was just about to say maybe a Kevin King deal, but maybe a little sweeter than that.
It'd have to be sweeter on the Packers side.
Like
Because at
It'll be
least
done
Kevin
tomorrow.
King wasn't coming off of ACL as bad as he is.
It'll be done tomorrow, guaranteed.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so.
Maybe like $5 million 1 year, real quick. Like,
Yeah.
hey, we'll throw you $5 million, but prove
Shoot,
yourself.
I don't even
this
know if
week.
he's going to get 5.
I know. I think it'd be incentive. You know, I think it's gonna be like you'll get like $2 million, $3 million, and then
Yeah.
the more he catches, he gets more money, or some kind of incentive like
Yeah,
that.
they're going to be able to
incentive
give him an
based.
incentive-laden deal.
Like
I'd
you
be
did
okay
to
with that.
Preston. The more sacks he got, the more money he got.
Yeah.
You know.
This is a good question. I think this is just my opinion. I think you get 2 in the free agency. I think you get 2 of them. I think you do. Because if you get Landry,
so.
who is presumed to be going to the Packers by the world all of a sudden, who's going to say that he's going to play all year? We're going to need someone else. We're going to
Bring
need someone
Samuel
else.
in. Bring Samuel in.
All right, so who do we have on the roster right now? We have Lazard, Cobb,
Amari Rogers.
Amari Rogers. Who are we? All right,
Taylor.
for sure take. So here's why I'm going to say no. I think normally we keep about 6 receivers. So if we take 2 free agent wide receivers and then we take 2 wide receivers in the draft, who are we kicking out?
Yeah. Well, Taylor would probably be the.
I think Taylor would be expendable. Yes.
We got Juwan Winfrey.
No.
We got Rico Gafford and Chris Blair.
Yeah. No.
So we don't even have Malik Taylor on the roster right now.
I thought you just tendered. Yeah.
Have a good night, Weston. Go Pack Go.
I thought they just tendered him. But
Hey,
Well,
I thought they did something with him.
They must have just did it because he's not on here.
Hmm.
I'm looking at all the
I
contracts.
thought I
right now.
seen
He's
something
not
that
on
they
here.
tendered him.
John is like handing where's all the book.
Okay.
Okay.
He's obsessed with me, man. I got a fan base.
Oh,
That's
he's
cool,
saying
man.
you're lost.
They're
Yeah,
not the
that is-
second best team. Like the Raiders are not better than the Broncos. Russell Wilson is clearly better than Derek Carr. The Broncos defense is better than the Raiders defense. As a whole, the Broncos are going to be better.
I don't know, man. That's a tough one. Like, I don't know if Russell Wilson really goes in and that's just the fix.
What if Russell Wilson goes in and he's Russell Wilson? Then I think it's undoubtedly the Broncos as the second best
That
team.
is very true, Ben. That is very true.
And what if Herbert takes a huge leap this year? Like what if, because this will be his third year? What if he takes a giant leap? And their defense, now they got Bosa and Mac. Like, bro, for all we know, the Chargers are going to start smacking people.
What if the Chiefs end up sucking?
I just don't think that's going to happen. But
really, why not?
I don't know.
Their defense ain't that great.
Their defense was the best defense in the league the second half of the year. Yeah, it
I don't
was.
think that's true.
Yeah, it was. Go look. There was like the last 6 or 7 games of the season. Go look that up. That was true. They were saying that the Chiefs had the best defense in the NFL, and I believe it was actually the second half of the year. It was like right after the Packers game.
I just went to look. I saw something that said Zadarius Smith is on the table for the Chiefs.
Oh wow. That's gonna, man. The West just
okay. Yeah, maybe you're right. They had a couple of stinkers though. The Bengals put up 34 on them
at the very end
of the
season.
Chargers put up 28.
Yeah.
So yeah. Oh, okay. They were a lot better than I thought, but they also lost Tyrann Mathieu. Didn't they lose like Chris Jones, or did they re-sign him? Something happened with him.
I don't know, but if they get Zadarius, man, that's just like the.
I think the only reason Zadarius turned down the contract is because he found out he could make more.
Yeah,
I really think that's the reason. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
Let's do that contract like Corey Bush, man. He took
Emmanuel Sanders. No, thank you. That's my opinion. No, thank you.
John Dorn just said the Chiefs are winning the Super Bowl next year.
No, the Packers are.
Okay.
Yeah, usually we end up keeping 6 wide receivers on the roster.
And Bears will be in the basement.
Yeah, Bears.
Vikings below 500 like 3 years in a row.
So if we pick up a guy in free agency and then we draft 2 wide receivers, because I don't see there's a way that we don't. That leaves us with 6, and then have a good night.
Have a good one.
I like Jamison Crowder. Whenever he does play, he's had terrible quarterbacks his whole career and played really well. So
he's had some solid games.
And like I said, this is actually true. Like when you go back and go look at all these receivers, did John say goodbye?
Yeah, he did. Okay. I didn't hear him.
My bad, John. Have a good night.
Have a good night, John.
There's so many players that magically don't get hurt all of a sudden because they're on a team that contends. I swear I see it happen all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Jordy. Oh, here we go. Get him for a workout. No.
There's no. Jordy already came out and said he's not retiring and he's happy living in Kansas or whatever, middle of nowhere he is.
Yeah, you have Jones and Crosby.
Yeah.
That doesn't match up to like.
Yeah, well, your secondary's, suspect. I hate you, Isaac.
All right, finally. Oh, I was saying.
Yeah. Agreed. I was excited about Amari Rodgers too, but we still have some time on him.
Yeah. Really? You're a liar. Are they really?
I don't know. Hold on.
I can't see. I'm watching a Kansas game. I was kidding. Oh, all right. I was like,
was he kidding?
Yeah. No. Ben wasn't kidding. Sam was kidding about Jordy.
Oh, okay. I mean, people say stuff like, I think I saw someone in the offseason say bring Clay Matthews back, and they were being dead ass. I was like, please God, no. Like that ship has sailed. It's over.
Yeah.
Shoot, what seed was UCLA?
3rd seed, I believe.
They're losing by 7 right now. Ooh.
Here's the guy that the Raiders got. So they got Some guy. Like
Rock Yasin. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know much about him. I'll be honest with you.
Nobody does. There's a reason for that.
I'll have to look at him.
You know who the Raiders did give up though? Russell
Gakwe?
Douglas.
Oh yeah. Dang. Rock Yasin rips the Colts after getting traded to Las Vegas. Jesus.
So the Raiders got rock, paper, scissors. That's what's up. Who else?
Oh, maybe this guy's not bad. He was their second round pick 3 years ago. So this would mean this is his last year on the rookie deal.
His stats are pretty awful.
His PFF grade's not that bad.
I don't ever listen to PFF as
I don't use it as an end all be all, but it's not a bad place to go when you're looking for who is who's better at their position. It's not a for sure like this is it sort of thing, but when you're looking at top to bottom who's better, it's not a bad place to start.
when I look at his stats, I'm not looking at anything to write home about, like, at all. I'm just not. Okay. I mean,
I'll take your word for it. I mean, he might be a solid player.
he doesn't even start all the years. He starts half the year every year. Like, on the Colts.
Is he hurt?
I don't think so. No, because he
No.
played other games. He just doesn't start very often.
Interesting.
So, all right, let's go ahead and end this, which we should have 23 minutes ago.
Hey, honestly, the comments kept us going. Like, I appreciate a lot of the questions and stuff.
Me as well. Thank you, everybody, for watching. For real, thank you for commenting, giving us all your questions and everything. Keep them coming. I get tired, man. Everybody gets tired. It's been a while. I gotta go to bed. I gotta get on a plane tomorrow. On my way to Connecticut to watch a kid that I coached at high school basketball in the state championship on Saturday. So I'm gonna be busy.
You live a weird life, brother.
Why is that?
I don't know why. That was just not what I like. I saw you say you were getting on a plane, and that would never even have crossed my mind as like a thing. I don't know.
No, I coached Bristol Central High School basketball years back, and the kid was a freshman when I was coaching there. I left, and now he's a senior. He just committed to UConn. He's got them in the state finals on Saturday, so I'm flying out to go watch him.
That's kind of dope.
Yeah,
Have fun.
can't wait. But alas, the time has come. Go Pack Go, everybody. Hope you enjoyed the show, and we will see you next time. Thanks for watching Frozen Tundra Network.